It is now time for the EARTHEART Radio Show.
Blessings and welcome to EARTHEART Radio. Finally beginning to awaken from the illusion of separateness and broadcasting live from the KSKQ studios in beautiful Ashland, Oregon. Here's your host, Derek Moody.
Yes, indeed. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters, and welcome once again to the EARTHEART Radio Show. Thank you for showing up to our transparent radio temple, the garden of communication known as the EARTHEART Radio Show. Today is show number 31. EARTHEART Radio can be found on YouTube, and all shows are archived there. So thanks to our YouTube managers in Kenosha, Wisconsin, Brother Rick and Sister Kelly, for doing all the great YouTube work in Kenosha. Today, I hope you'll relax and take a deep breath with me. As a matter of fact, take a deep breath with me right now. Right this very minute, let's take a collective deep breath on the count of 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Yes, today you'll hear harmonious music and positive news. I'll also spotlight a saint, per my weekly tradition. And today, my guest is someone who will soon be relocating back to Israel, I hear. She's a singer, a musician, and a healer. I did first meet her when she was singing with Baba Bhagavan Das at his birthday kirtan, which was May 17th, 2018. So it's been a couple of years already. That happened at Pioneer Hall in Ashland, Oregon. I have joined her at kirtan with Ganesha Das on a couple of occasions, and I'm happy to have her on the telephone today as a guest on the EARTHEART Radio Show. Everyone welcome Adva Advash to the EARTHEART Radio Show. Hello, how's it going?
Hi, good. Thank you for hosting me today.
Yeah, you're coming in nice and clear. That's great.
Yeah, I just want to correct something. I'm not relocating to Israel. I'm just going to go for a visit and come back.
Okay. I misunderstood. I thought you were going to take off and leave us for good.
Oh, no. It's not going to happen.
No. So you're originally...
Not so soon.
What part of Israel are you from?
I'm from a city called Ra'anana, which is 20 minutes north to Tel Aviv. It's a small town. People used to say that it's remind U.S. So maybe there is some kind of connection of me here and born in this town. Yeah, not so far from the beach, like 15-minute drive to get to the sea, which I really miss right now. But soon I will be there.
Yes. And are you afraid of traveling now, or is it a safe time because no one's traveling much?
I know. Yeah, it is scary. But it also feels like I think everything is kind of feeling uncertain right now, and it feels much safer for me to come back to my homeland and be close to my family and having the right insurance if something happened, So
I understand. Yeah.
It is scary, but I have a lot of trust, and I felt this call to travel back right now. I'm also a little bit concerned of my loved ones and want to be close to them, and while this crisis is happening.
Yeah.
And I'm in a big trust that it's going to be okay.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I really liked was recently you put something on Facebook that I tagged like a couple dozen people, and a lot of them got back to me and they said they really loved what you had written. And so I love your take on why we're here. And like some people think it's just about suffering, but you have a different spin on things. Like you were talking about how you think we're here as part of the golden age almost to like resurrect goodness, and everyone's here to rebuild the earth instead of watch it fall, sort of thing.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for your support with that. I am channeling spirit guides and my spirit guides or other beings, higher beings that help us in these times of shift, and I'm getting all these messages about this time and how it's just the beginning of a new earth, of a new period in life, and a lot of new light that is entering now, which is also forced to bring all this fear and all this pain that Mother Earth suffered up to the surface. So I don't say it's an easy time be on Earth,
right.
And it's very intense, and we can all feel that. Some of us that are more feel this thing is positive or negative, we can all feel the intensity of these times.
Mm-hmm.
But it's coming for a good reason, and the way I see it, and it's pushing us to really personally, first of all, to really face our fears and face our darkness and purify ourselves in this isolation that's been forces on us right now, and then to see what we want to create from a place of heart, from a cleaner space.
You dropped out there. You dropped out on the phone there.
Huh?
Now you're back. I couldn't hear you for a minute.
Okay. I'm saying that after we have this opportunity to meet ourselves right now and to really have this time to see, first of all, to clean and to face our darkness and our fear, and then to see what's one to listen to a new places in our heart that we were so busy and so kind of running away all the time from these places, and now we have this opportunity in time, this break that's been forces on us, and we have to take it. So it's a great opportunity, and it's not easy. It's not easy too. But we are all in this together, and I'm sure it's not going to last forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I like your positive view of things, that's for sure. And I know a lot of other people do too. So thanks for sharing that.
Thank you. I'm happy to share it, and I'm happy that people feel resonance with that. And this is also the voice of the spirits is getting closer now to Earth. So this is another thing that I feel personally, that for many years I was there by myself, and I wasn't even feeling safe to share my messages and my point of view with people. And as we are going forward with this word, so more and more people are looking for that and starting to be more open to that, and it's making me feel so good. So thank you for receiving. Yeah.
Have you I had a text message come in from one of my listeners, and this is kind of might be an off the wall question, maybe not, but I will ask you the question, and the question is, ask your guest if she ever met Netanyahu. That was the question. That was the question I got.
Ask my guides if they ever met Netanyahu.
Or have you?
I just met him in my dream lately.
Really?
Yeah, I was having a dream, and he was there too. And I don't know. I don't know what will happen with this message, but it feels good. I mean, I I just met him and his brother.
Wow.
And in the dream, they were going out from a place that I was entering. I was just seeing them by the door. They were leaving, and I was entering. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. What are the odds that somebody texting me from Omaha, Nebraska, USA would happen to ask about Netanyahu, and you just happen to have a dream about him recently? That is really trippy.
Well, yeah, he's the prime minister, so I guess everybody wants to know what will happen with him. I prefer not to involve too much politics. I'm not such a politic person.
Yeah.
I prefer doing art and light.
Yes. Can I ask you this? What originally got you on the path of spirituality, or have you always been on that path?
Interesting question. I feel I always been on this path. Since I remember myself as a little child, I was talking with imaginary friends and spirit, and having this inner word of mine, and having this connection, and this connection was nourished me through music and from my connection with spirit, and it's actually, I feel for me it's more like my journey here on earth is more to feel a part of this word and to ground into this word, because I am very much connected and recognize myself with my spirit.
Great.
So for me it's more like, maybe the question is, when did you start your grounded path?
Okay, that's a better way of phrasing it.
Yeah, and I love this moments when I can bring it to this world, and when I feel this connection through music or through channeling, through messages, and just through love, and these are the moments that I feel we are all kind of in a ecstasy bliss that we all living for, like to feel how much we are loved and protected, and everything is okay, and we can be in this body, but we feel safe, and we can. Yeah, we don't have to be afraid anymore.
So,
I just ended a Zoom course that I'm leading these days, just before our conversation, and we get a beautiful message about what related to our heart desire, and the message was that we used to be in this body here for so many years and lifetime, and never felt really secured to be in this body, and this is why we didn't allow our whole spirit to settle in, and now in this times of change, it's actually the world is shifting to a way that we cannot not allow that anymore, and it's happening anyway, and we have to extend to that, which means that it's going to be more of what we really are, and there will be a new way of sharing ourselves and bringing our essence to this world, which is really, really a good message.
Yeah, very well said. Can I ask you a question? Am I pronouncing your name correct? Is it Adva or Adva?
Everyone asks me this question, and honestly, I don't really know the difference, because I hear the difference, but
okay.
in Hebrew, there is no difference. You write it the same. So
okay, great.
So I like the second one, but
Adva.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah, I guess I should have asked before the interview, but I figured it was one or the other, so I thought I'd take my chances
Yeah,
with Adva.
that's okay.
What originally brought you to Ashland, Oregon?
I have a friend here. I have a friend from Israel, Totem, that I visit while I was traveling in U.S. and I just got this call when I was in Israel to travel and I got this call in my heart. There is something in here that will be more, will open more things in myself and the vibration of my music. So basically my music kind of called me to go to this journey, and then when I got to Ashland, it felt so much in harmony, and the community and the land in here and the people, and I just fell in love and stayed.
Yeah, that's how I feel about this place. How long have you been here now?
It's a 2 year and a half.
Oh,
2 years and a half.
3.5 years?
No, 2.5 years.
Oh, okay. Nice. And I first met you when you were kind enough to join Bhagavan Das for his birthday kirtan a couple of years ago. So that's when we first met. Yes,
it was a great experience joining him, and great honor. And since then, I was singing with him more at the Wellspring and with Ganesha Das, and doing my own project with music here. And right now, I'm basically doing this in Zoom and looking forward to do more on live whenever the time will be.
Nice. So do you do a lot of live acoustic performances?
You mean on Zoom or?
Well, yeah, I guess these days it would be on Zoom versus live. The times have changed.
Yeah. Yeah, especially on Zoom right now. I facilitate this course, which is this channeling and sound healing. So we are going through journeys that I'm channel and I'm singing at the same time, and I'm taking them to like a vision quest with the music, and it's very profound and really amazing.
If you're just tuning in, you're listening to KSKQ Radio and specifically the EARTHEART Radio Show. I'm Derek Moody speaking with Adva Advash. And I wonder, do you have any favorite saints? Like, for instance, my go-to saints are Neem Karoli Baba and Anandamayi Ma. Do you happen to have any particular gurus or saints that you look up to or particularly are drawn to?
Honestly, not really. My saints are mostly the elements, like the sun and the earth and the moon and the stars, and this is where I get my inspired from. And I love to. I've been doing a lot of practice with Osho and all kinds of other gurus and practicing kirtan, but I have to say that I feel that there is something beyond all these vibrations that now I'm talking about chanting. If we're talking about traditional chant, like sacred chant. So I feel I love to chant in Portuguese, in Sanskrit, and Hebrew, and connect to this sacredness in this chant, but I feel there is something beyond that is much bigger and open.
Yeah.
And this is where I love to get my inspiration from. There is a place of not really a structure.
Yes,
there.
the formless.
Yeah, formless, exactly.
Nice. That's beautiful. Yeah, a lot of the books that I read about Ramakrishna, he deals a lot with talking about the form versus the formless. It's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah.
What does your daily practice consist of? Do you have a regular meditation practice?
I'm doing. Yeah, I'm trying. It's hard for me to be consistent with everything I do in my life. That's the interesting thing about me. But since I am giving readings from time to time, or even when I'm performing, before I'm performing, so I feel the need to really clean myself energetically and to connect to my center and to wash myself with light and protect myself. So yeah, I have some basic meditation that I do for all of that, for connecting to my roots and cleaning myself from others' energy and empower my center so I can be grounded and clean and pure to deliver the messages that I do.
That's beautiful. How long will you be visiting your family over in Israel?
It seems like it's going to be 2 months right now, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes with the virus, because I will have to be in completely lockdown. They're going to take me to a hotel the way it looks right now. When I will be landing, I cannot even see my family. They will take me. They're going to take all the people that just landed to a hotel for 2 weeks for
quarantine.
Yeah, for quarantine, and we're going to be locked down there. And yeah, it's kind of a big adventure that it's still not clear even. I don't think they know what they're going to do, because they change in their mind like every day about what's going to happen with people that are landing now.
Yeah.
They just closed the sky for 2 days, and there are still people in the airport in New York that bought a fly and cannot really get there, and their suitcases are already in Israel. So,
oh boy.
Yeah, it's a really adventure, and I'm looking forward to it to see what's happened, and
that's
totally in trust.
That is really cool that you keep such a positive state of mind. Before I do let you go, if you have to give or leave one message to folks out there that might be listening to the show, maybe they're alone, maybe they're afraid, what message would you give to people of inspiration and to give somebody hope?
Let's see. Okay, well, I asked the guides, and they say for people that are afraid of death, it's a great opportunity to deal with this fear, and to just in hypothetic option to go through this thing and to reborn again to a place of unknown and life. So this is the message for people that are in fear right now because they're afraid to die.
Right.
A great opportunity for reborn again.
Yes.
To life.
Yes. It's a good time to do spiritual work right now. If you have good books or a good yoga practice or a nature interest, it's just a great time in general for all of that stuff right now. We've got the time to do it, so why not focus on the high frequencies?
Exactly.
Adva Advash, thank you for taking the time to be on the Earth Heart Radio Show today with me. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Derek, and it was lovely to speak with you and sending love and light to everyone that are listening in the world. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Safe travels back to Israel, and we'll be keeping in touch via social media. You can find Adva Advash, of course, via the internet, Facebook, that kind of good stuff. And safe journey back there, and keep in touch, okay?
Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you. Many blessings.
Many blessings. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, that was fun. I really looked forward to that chat with Adva Advash.
Be Here Now. EARTHEART Radio, KSKQ.
And I actually found a song on the internet by Adva, and she asked me what song I was going to play, and I said, it's in Israeli. I can't, it's in Hebrew or whatever. I can't read it, but it just says Advash. It's 3 minutes and 40 seconds. It's a beautiful song with Adva on the vocals and probably the music as well. Check it out. You're at the EARTHEART Radio Show. Before I do play that, I would like to say that KSKQ has a great new sponsor. Listeners who would like to support local community radio can now sign up for local internet services, and by doing so, directly help support this local community radio station. Visit sisq.net or call 541-734-2355 to get locally supported high-speed internet in your home or business. You're at KSKQ. Here's Adva Advash on the EARTHEART Radio Show. Thanks for tuning in. Saint Spotlight is up next.
שטפת על התמימות מעבר לחוט, אני ראיתי אורות צרים בממלכות רחוקות, באהבות נגמרות, ביקרתי בתוך החיים. ודאי עבדת אתה בשגרה אפורה, או שמה פתחת עולמות חדשים. עולמות חדשים. ודאבד המקום כשביקשתי לחזור, נפל מסך שחור. עכשיו סוסים דוהרים אל מרחבים אדירים, לא מביטים לאחור. אולי עבדת אתה ונשאר לחולשה, כבר ישבת חופים זהובים, ורק בתוך בית הקש הכל שוב נראה ממש מוחש מורגש. אולי כבר עפה ציפור אל מעבר לאור, עכשיו היא פותחת עולמות חדשים. עולמות חדשים. המדבר הוא יבש בתוך הלב, ישנה אש שרוצה להצית, היא רוצה להצית. לבבות חדשים. לעולמות חדשים.
I told you it was beautiful. Adva Advash on the Earth Heart Radio Show and KSKQ Radio. Oh, great tune for a beautiful Sunday afternoon, broadcasting live here in Jackson County of lovely Southern Oregon. I am Derek Moody, and happy to be here at the Earth Heart Radio Show. I'm not sure if CD player number 2 is working, which means I'm going to do an experiment live on radio, which is quite often something that I do. Yes, CD player number 2 is definitely not working. That's okay, because CD player number 1 is. So I've got it back up, and I am good to go, Joe.
Saints, angels, avatars, sages, yogis, holy men, medicine men, helpers, elders, revolutionaries, and advocates of love. Today we honor and show love, respect, and gratitude.
Yes, indeed. Every single week, I like to pay tribute to a high-frequency soul. And happy Easter to those of you that do celebrate Easter. Hey, I hope it's a good one. I hope you're having a good dinner or whatever you do on Easter. I know that I used to celebrate Easter with my family, and back when I was a kid, it was a big deal. It was like the whole family would get together at Grandma's house and have great homemade food and hang out with the cousins and watch TV and go outside and play and climb trees, and it was just cool. And then as we got older, the same thing continued. But then, when the heads of the family start dying and things like that, families splinter off and things change. And next thing you know, you're having a different type of Easter here or there, and you're still having a great time, but it changes. And boy, I went through so many of those changes like every one of us have. And now it's to the point to where it's me and my partner and our dog, and we barely even realize that it is Easter. Not that we're not, into it. It's just, I don't know how to explain it without putting my foot in my mouth. Today we're going to put more feet in my mouth. I'm kidding. No, we're going to focus on a great saint today on this Easter Sunday by the name of Meher Baba. Born Marwan Shahryar Irani on February 25th, 1894, Meher Baba was an Indian spiritual master who claimed he was an avatar, which is God in human form. His spiritual transformation began when he was 19 years old and lasted for 7 years. During this time, he contacted 5 spiritual teachers before beginning his own mission and gathering his own disciples in early 1922 at the age of 27. From July 10th, 1925 to the end of his life, Meher Baba maintained silence, communicating by means of an alphabet board or by unique hand gestures. With his circle of disciples, Meher Baba spent long periods in seclusion, during which time he often fasted. He also traveled widely, held public gatherings, and engaged in works of charity with lepers and with the poor. In 1931, he made the first of many visits to the West, where he attracted followers. After being injured as a passenger in 2 serious auto accidents in 1952 and 1956, his ability to walk became severely limited. Concerned by increasing drug use of LSD and other psychedelic drugs, he stated that they did not convey real benefits. He gave numerous teachings on the cause and purpose of life, including teaching reincarnation and that the phenomenal world is an illusion. He taught that the universe is imagination, that God is what really exists, and that each soul is really God passing through imagination to realize individually his own divinity. His most important teachings are recorded in his principal books actually, 2 of them. One is called Discourses, and the other is called God Speaks. His legacy includes the Avatar Meher Baba Charitable Trust in India, and he influenced pop culture artists and the introduction of common expressions such as don't worry, be happy. Yeah, he came up with that one. Remember the song, Don't Worry, Be Happy? Well, that was Meher Baba's original expression. He opened a school, he opened a hospital, and it was all free of charge and was open to all castes and faiths. His self-imposed silence lasted 44 years until the end of his life. On January 31st, 1969, Meher Baba died at his home in Meherazad, India. Meher Baba's body was covered with roses and cooled by ice and was kept available to the public for 1 week before final burial. A couple of notes about Meher Baba before I play a song for you. The avatar in Baba's testimony happens on earth every 700 to 1400 years and is, quote, brought down into human form by the 5 perfect masters of the time to aid in the process of moving creation in its never-ending journey towards Godhead. Baba claimed that in other ages, this role has been fulfilled by Zoroaster, Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, and Muhammad. And another note about Meher Baba, Pete Townsend of The Who became a follower of Meher Baba and dedicated his 1969 rock opera Tommy to Meher Baba in the record's gatefold. And check it out, in The Who's 1971 song Baba O'Reilly, that was named in part after Meher Baba. That's right. And I'm going to find a song right now that I was going to play, but it takes 2 of me to do the show, so you'll have to give me a second as I do this in real time. There's a song that I want to play for you that I have saved, and I have to speak the name into my phone to have it be found. But it's a beautiful song about Meher Baba, actually. It's called Love Is All That Matters Now, Baba's. And I think it's a song that you'll enjoy. And now I've got to find the correct chord, and then we can get this going here. Thank you for listening to the EARTHEART Radio Show today. I really appreciate every one of you tuning in, making the time to be here. Doug Shields is listening in Pekin, Illinois. Don is tuned in Omaha. I got Tracy, Sister Tracy, is tuned in over here in Ashland with Jet Dog. Chris Strow is listening also in the state of Wisconsin, and I appreciate it very much so. And let's go ahead and play the song, Love Is All That Matters Now, if I can get it queued up correctly. Here we go. Here at KSKQ and the EARTHEART Radio Show.
Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba. Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher, Meher Baba, 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 Meher Meher Baba. Meher, Meher Baba. Meher Baba, Meher Baba. Meher Baba. Meher Baba, Meher Baba. Meher Baba, Meher Baba. Meher Baba, Meher Baba. Meher Baba, Meher Baba.
You are listening to KSKQ Radio and the Earth Heart Radio Show. Ward Parks and Janet Luck with Love Is All That Matters, now Babas. Good song, man. I hope you're enjoying that. I got a text message from Brother Robert in upstate New York. He said, I did not know that about The Who and Baba O'Reilly. You know, I didn't either until I was doing the research. So I thought that was going to be something fun to pass along to us old rockers that are into the trivia stuff like that. I've got a couple of quotes from the great late Ram Dass. One of them is, the quieter you become, the more you hear. Another one is, treat everyone you meet as if they are God in drag. I like that one. Here's one. Suffering only shows where you are attached. That is why, to those on the path, suffering is grace. Another quote from Ram Dass. We are all affecting the world every moment, whether we mean to or not. Our action and states of mind matter because we are so deeply interconnected with one another. Whoa, hey, what happened? The ghost of Meher Baba. Another quote by Ram Dass. We are here to awaken from the illusion of separateness. Here's Jimi Hendrix with Castles Made of Sand. I've got positive news next. To thank you to Red listening to the show today in New York, and of course Bob. And also thank you to Brenda Roche in Medford, Oregon. And for listening to KSKQ Radio, please join us at kskq.org and grab your debit card and maybe make a donation today. We are community radio, and we do rely on the help of our listeners, even people like me. I've paid my dues, and you don't have to. If you can't afford it, or if you have a reason you don't want to, that's fine too. We want you to listen still. But if you can help us out financially, you know how the world works. Unfortunately, it's made of money, man. Locals Guide is proud to be an underwriter of KSKQ. Locals Guide is committed to community building through the creation of positive media. They offer a monthly magazine, mobile travel guides, and visitor information kiosks, which offer timely and accurate local information to people just like you all around the world. KSKQ thanks Locals Guide and listeners like you for supporting community radio. And it's time for some positive news.
Please let go of your fear. Positive news is here. Things aren't as bad as it seems, no matter what they say. News with an agenda is meant to instill fear. True news can instill hope.
That's right. It's time for our positive news section of the show, my friends. Great news. Animals going extinct are staging a comeback. That's right. 3 good things to be happy and optimistic about. From blue whales to Notre Dame bees, these imperiled animals are bouncing back from the brink. That's right, man. The blue whales, the world's largest animal, has been spotted in unprecedented numbers in the waters around Antarctica, a sign that the critically endangered mammal could be staging a comeback. Number 2, Notre Dame bees. 3 colonies of bees that survived the devastating fire of the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris are thriving. The bee population has been living in the rafters off the cathedrals since 2013. They miraculously survived the fire of April 2019. The bees are preparing to produce honey this summer. And number 3, the gray wolf of Colorado may howl again in Colorado if a ballot measure goes through. Wolves have almost become extinct in the U.S., but successful introduction programs have brought the predators back to some areas. The animals boost biodiversity by changing the behavior of other species. I remember one night, Sister Tracy and I and a friend were driving over off the coast of Oregon, and a big, huge head appeared in my headlight out of the blue while we were driving on the highway, and we all saw it. 3 of us saw it, and it was the biggest, grayest wolf head I've ever seen. And the thing is, it was so close to us that I don't understand how we didn't hit it. I mean, its head was right in front of my car and was just gone, but we didn't hit it. So I think it was a ghost wolf. I really do. I mean, we all do. Anyway, positive news number 2. Himalayan mountaintops visible for the first time in 30 years as air pollution continues to plummet in India. Yep, you take the people off the streets, and what happens? You get the earth being reborn. The most notable example of this phenomenon emerged on the horizon of Jalandhar in Punjab, India, earlier this week. For the last 30 years, the tops of the Himalayan mountains have been obscured by air pollution and smog. Now, as the city streets are emptied of traffic and gas-guzzling vehicles, the mountaintops are clearly visible to all of the millions of local communities in quarantine. In New Delhi alone, which has some of the worst air pollution in the world, mind you, airborne particulates plunged by 71% in just 1 week. Wow, man. Only have 4 words to say to you. That's air, trees, water, animals. Waking up is what we are doing, my friends. Waking the heck up. Positive news number 3. Movie mogul Tyler Perry is dubbed the Atlanta Angel for doing good deeds. It's not uncommon for the movie mogul to make national headlines for his good deeds. And this week he was praised by social media users around the world after he has been revealed to be an anonymous benefactor for senior shoppers. Yeah, man, as thousands of elderly citizens browsed the aisles of supermarkets in New Orleans and Atlanta, Georgia, they were stunned to hear that their groceries had been paid for by the Atlanta Angel. That was what they called him. He wanted to be anonymous, which is good. The unidentified do-gooder had picked up the tab for every single shopper participating in the senior shopping hour at 44 Kroger locations. Wow. And 29 Winn-Dixies. That's called putting your money where your mouth is. Tyler Perry paid the grocery tabs in full. See, man, why don't more celebrities do that? I've never gotten it. You know, we've got these guys with billions and millions, and we have people hungry? What is going on with that? Speaking of that, it's Easter. Happy Easter. How about some quotes from Jesus Christ? Here's a quote from Jesus. Let the one among you who is without sin be the first to cast a stone. Another quote from Jesus. So I say to you, ask and it will be given to you. Search and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened for you. Another quote from Jesus. I tell you the truth. It is hard for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. Again, I tell you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. And KSKQ Radio, thank you to Jack Grind. Jack gave me a call and filled me in on another song written about Meher Baba that can be found on Who Came First, a song written by Pete Townsend. So thank you, Jack, for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. I will be back next week. I was going to let everyone know my guest next week, but I'm going to be presenting another speech. In the past, I've run speeches by Alan Watts, and I've run a speech by Terrence McKenna. If anyone has any ideas, feel free to text me or call me or leave the message on the Earth Heart Facebook page. I'm looking for somebody to do a speech by next week, between 20 and 30-minute speech. Anywhere that I can find it on the net, I can play it on my phone. So, yeah, we're looking for something for next week's show. If anyone would like to help out with that, that would be great. I've got a quote from Swami Sri Yukteswar from India. This quote says, a child is born on that day and at that hour. when the celestial rays are in mathematical harmony with his individual karma. In other words, there's no accidents, folks. Nobody is a victim. We may think we are the victim, and remember, the universe is a big paradox, and a lot of the times, the things we think are good are really bad, and a lot of the times, the things we think are bad are really good. So suffering can and is grace, can be and is grace, and it's easy to say when we're suffering. It's hard to say, to deal with it, but mostly I've understood that pain equals purification, so we have to suffer gracefully, I guess. I don't think there's any accidents. I believe that we actually send ourselves here in these bodies before we come to these bodies, that we pre-agreed to all the circumstances in our life, and we come here to suffer, and we can make a choice while we're here, and our choices lead us down a path of suffering or non-suffering. And truthfully, the path of suffering leads you to enlightenment quicker, but some people choose to take a safer route, and that's cool too. It's all about individual karma, but once the bodies drop and all of our souls are reconnected, it's all about collective karma at that point, in my opinion. Another quote from Swami Sri Yukteswar: "Everything in the future will improve if you are making a spiritual effort now." Another quote from Swami Sri Yukteswar: "Remember that finding God will mean the funeral of sorrows." Oh, I love that. Another one, a child is born. I already read that one, didn't I? Yes, I did. My friends, thank you for tuning in to the Earth Heart Radio Show. I am Derek Moody, and it's been a pleasure to be here today. Happy Easter, if you're celebrating Easter. If you're not, I'll catch you this evening at 7 p.m. when I co-host the Church of Rock Radio Show with Sister Tracy. Philosophy Talk Radio is up next. You're listening to KSKQ 89.5 FM, Ashland, Oregon, and KSKQ 94.1 FM, Medford, Oregon.
You've been listening to Earth Heart Radio with your host, Shankara Das. Earth Heart Radio is produced by Shankara Das in association with Sister Tracy and Krishna Consciousness. Please tune in every Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for more Earth Heart Radio.